take an opportunity. It might not look so precious, but this is a really precious thing. This is a letter from all the communities, all the Buddhists from Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. We will go tomorrow. They already signed this letter, and this is especially for His Holiness, because we are really hoping that maybe there is still possibility to have more days in Latvia and to have teachings, and that is up to the program, up to his possibilities, but it will be very, very great. We will be very grateful for that. So please forward it, because there is people from Drikung, Kagyu, there is people from Dzogchen, and Vias Gelug, and yes. So.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So I will let them ask, and here is some sweets and tea for you, but I unfortunately have to leave, so maybe I will see you tomorrow morning, but yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Jautājumi droši. Kādam ir grūti uzdot angļu valodā, sakiet latviski, krieviski, es pārtulkošu, bet ja varat uzdot angļu valodā.
How was your day in Parliament? How you feel about your day? You was today in Parliament. How you feel in Parliament?
You see, again, those who came today, they are already Tibet supporters, strong Tibet supporters. So I'm again talking to people who are already converted. Like it's talking Buddhism to Buddhists. So those parliamentarians, I'm really interested in talking to parliamentarians who don't know anything about Tibet, or those who believe that Tibetans are wrong, Chinese are right. And I want to talk to them to make sure that they have information from both sides, from the Chinese side and the Tibetan side, so then they can make a decision. And we try to do that with Chinese students. In England, I'm very actively talking to Chinese students. Every university I go, I always invite Chinese students to come. Because to me, ultimately it is the Chinese people who can give Tibet whatever Tibet wants. Freedom, autonomy. Up to now, one of the big mistakes that Tibetans have made is Tibetans have educated the world about the situation in Tibet. But for some reason, we kept Chinese people in the dark. We never bothered to talk to the Chinese. So 2006, I took one first step. I started a project office in Dharamsala. There's 12 young Tibetans who work in that office. And what we do is we communicate, we chat with the Chinese on chat rooms. And all these Tibetans are all university graduates from China. And I'm a firm believer, and His Holiness also believes like that. If the Chinese people really knew the true situation, many Chinese people would start thinking, my God, we've been wrong all this time. Our government has been lying to us. They've been telling us that Dalai Lama wants to split the country. He's spiritist, he's devil. Chinese call him all sorts of names. Then the Chinese will start thinking different. So my thinking is, if the Chinese government sees that there is a fundamental change in the mindset of ordinary Chinese people, then the government may look at things differently. Otherwise, Chinese government, as long as they can keep their people in the dark, they don't care what the world thinks about them, because they know they have the money, the military power, they can bully anybody. In China there's a song, and the title of the song is Might is Right. So their thinking is, it doesn't matter. As long as you're strong, you don't have to have truth on your side. You can force truth. And the other slogan is, you can talk peace through the barrel of your gun. So that kind of when a generation is brought up like that, they don't really care. So in the parliament, meeting was very successful, and they were very committed. They said they would do whatever it takes, and they said they will also try to see that when the Dalai Lama comes to Latvia, they will do whatever they can to support us.
You said about mass media. Did you have chance to go, like, speak with some journalists or do interviews or something while you're here?
I did one today, TV5. That interview I did. That was the only one. Yeah. And I took the opportunity to appeal to Latvian people, those who feel for the Tibetan cause, to call their members of parliament, to go perhaps meet with them. I think it's very important that the members of parliament know that people who vote for them in their constituency, there are people who are concerned about what's happening to Tibet. And the other thing that I've been saying is, I mean, if you really think about it, I'm saying this very openly and very frankly. If you think about it, world community cannot let Tibetans fail in the non-violent struggle. I think about this all the time. I'm saying, how can you let this community fail? Almost everybody in this room, I'm sure, wants peace. Peace in the world. They want their children to grow up in a peaceful, harmonious world. In order to have that kind of a world, you need more communities like the Tibetans who practice peace. If you ignore Tibetans, one day Tibet will become Syria. Another problem. We don't need more troubles in the world. So this is where I say this. Sometimes it may come out wrong, but I think the people need to start thinking. It's not somebody else's problem. These problems are created by us because we didn't do anything. We knew something was going wrong, but we kept silent. So that's in a way what's happening with Tibetans, like I said. 107 Tibetans have died. The world is silent. But these are, difficult questions. But I think there's something that people have to start thinking, and I think it's important. The reason I share this with you is maybe you can talk to your friends also and let them think. We're not saying don't do business with China. Chinese are bad. We're not saying that. Of course, do business with China. But at the same time, Latvian government can say to the Chinese, we have certain principles in this country. Like, for example, we like to do business with you and all this, but we also respect somebody like the Dalai Lama, who's a Nobel Peace Laureate and who's one of the world's very important spiritual leaders, and we respect him. There's nothing wrong. But many politicians shy away from meeting the Dalai Lama because they're afraid the Chinese will get mad. But Latvia is an independent, sovereign nation. Why should they be afraid? Why should China be in a position to dictate to Latvia who they can meet, who they cannot meet? These are, and Chinese, they do this all the time.